Hello, Luke here. I would just like to take a moment to disclose upfront that we sometimes talk about sensitive topics in our podcasts, and in fairness to our audience, we will try our best to put specific warnings in the descriptions of each episode. Now on with the show.
Quick minds, tan your hides. Colt, Rocky, Tum Tum are stopping crime. Ninja bros, ninja bros, ninja bros, ninja bros, ninja bros, ninja bros, ninja bros. Hit the windpipe, hit the windpipe, hit the balls, hit the balls. Till all these bullies fall. Ain't good at basketball. So we all sneak, 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 mother, father. We all sneak, sneak with grandpa, grandpa. We all sneak, 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 mother, father. We all sneak, sneak with grandpa, grandpa.
Holy shit. That was awesome.
Okay, that's my new favorite one. That's good.
Three young ninja apprentice brothers must fight against kidnappers, bullies, cooties, and the bad guy, all while the neglectful 90s parents fart off somewhere. Is their ninja master grandpa in league with the bad guys? Find out in Three Ninjas.
Also, do we care?
Welcome to the Nostalgia Killers podcast, where we revisit films from our youth to see if they still hold up or should be inserted into the great DVD player in the sky. I'm Luc Londe, joined once again, almost as always, by Chuck Starzenski.
Hi-Yah!
Joined also almost as much as Chuck, but Javier Martinez.
Woohoo!
I'm going to change those intros one day, but they're just stuck.
No, I enjoy how awkward they are. It's part of the charm.
Stick around for the at the end of the show. We do our Sonic Death Monkey Top 5.
Yeah, top 5 all-time movie siblings you wish you had.
I totally did it wrong, too. So
that's all good.
Get ready for that.
Yeah, I totally had a question about it, and then I was like, I'll just figure it out later.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post. It'll be great.
And at this time, we'd like to give our honorary Sam Coughlin spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
This movie came out in 1992. If you haven't seen it, spoilers ahead.
Yeah, also, if you haven't seen it, good.
Yeah, this will probably suffice if you just listen to this podcast.
Yeah, we'll cover it.
And I'll go ahead and start with my nostalgic attachment to this film. None.
Oh, no.
I could have sworn I'd seen it. I think I only watched the first 10 minutes before. And then I realized who it was for and turned it quickly off.
Hey, that's probably all you need.
So do you like vaguely remember how old you were? Or like with this you were too old for it? Is that what the...
you know what? I didn't see it when it came out. So I would have been 12 when it came out, but I didn't see it until 25.
Oh, okay.
Much later in life. So I was like, no.
I was obsessed with ninjas from 4 to 11 years old. This was just the era of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Three Ninjas and Surf Ninjas and Ninjas and Ninja Fights Ninja meets the Ninja Clan. So needless to say, I loved this series as a child. I've seen all of the Three Ninjas movies countless times, but much like the Addams Family, all of the movies blur together because I was a child. So I couldn't tell you which one was which. This whole movie I was watching being like, oh yeah, when is that's not this one. That is really not this one. Okay. But yeah, my favorite ninja of the group growing up was always Tum Tum. And that kind of applies to any time there's like a group of 3 or 4 like cast of characters. I'm always going to go with the one that's like, oh, that one's goofy and kind of a piece of shit and doesn't do anything. That's my guy.
Yeah, same thing. They kind of blend together for me. Definitely seen this. I don't have that same nostalgic attachment to it. Like it wasn't anything I was super fascinated with, but I definitely saw all of them. I did do Taekwondo for like the longest time, and so I had the whole, the gi uniform and everything too. And so I definitely like as a kid I remember going like, oh yeah, this is sick, like that. Oh my god, that's me. Yeah, I could totally do that.
Just 2 more sessions and I'll be like breaking pots and
yeah. So I'm pretty sure like something my dad recommended, I'm sure, and I was like, yeah, let's watch that. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But I literally haven't seen it in 20 plus years for sure. Like I definitely did not watch this at all past the age of like 12 or anything like that. So,
well, I thought the fights were actually good. Like throughout the film, there's actually there's no cheaping out. There's actual stunts. They go on for a good amount of time. It's not like a quick one and done. Like, oh, he's super powerful. The fights actually go on.
Yeah,
that involves the kids. It's fucking good.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, they did. They did.
It's a genuine martial arts movie, despite it being, kind of for kids and just a little goofy. But kudos to that. At least I was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we're just talking about things that are good, briefly.
Favorite scenes.
Yeah. The Home Alone-esque kidnapper foiling. That's like the best part of the whole film.
Those are my nitpicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me too.
Kind of lifted that stuff, but everybody did during that time, so I can't blame them.
And then the X-Lax poisoning is the most nostalgic moment for me as a kid, as much as like they're just like a giant like tessellated collage of shitty 90s children ninja movies. Like I'm always like, oh, Three Ninjas is the one where that guy shits himself.
I do believe they took that from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah. No, this is definitely I don't think there was a script for this. I think it was
no original ideas whatsoever.
No, it was like
remember this movie when they did that? Let's do it.
For me, the one there was actually one part that like I burst out laughing and I couldn't stop laughing, and that's when we kept cutting back to Tum Tum's reaction to Rocky and Emily's conversation when they get that first little flirty meetup, and it just keeps cutting back to Tum Tum like looking to the left, looking to the right, raising his eyebrow like what the fuck is going on. it just really got me. It was funny.
I'm glad you enjoyed 5 seconds of this movie.
Yeah. No, like Luke was talking about. I also, as a martial artist myself, I could appreciate that. Like, the action, the choreography was well done.
And it's got Victor Wong.
Yeah.
Just anything with Victor Wong in it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and speaking of Victor Wong and martial arts, my favorite thing about this movie is the extremely obvious body double of Victor Wong.
Yes.
Anytime he has to do anything actually physical other than just kind of wave his arms in a vague karate fashion.
Double backflips and
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's also great because it's like whoever the person is that's doing the fighting is amazing, but they also are like, oh, way taller and have this weird, I kept focusing on this weird bald spot on the back of their head. Where it's like they had way more hair than Victor Wong, but then way less hair in one like little butt patch like on the back of their head.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the little moment near the end when the three ninjas are fighting back on the ship. And there's a moment where Tum Tum like winds up his punch, but the guy moves at the last second, and so he ends up hitting the wall. That was really funny. They did that really well too.
There are some good gags.
It wasn't super like wah, wah, like I was like, oh shit, he really punched that wall.
I forget where I wrote it down, but later or during the kidnapping in the house where the three kidnappers kick open the door and it shuts back on him and the picture falls. Perfect comedic timing.
Yep.
I actually laughed out loud during that part. This movie is not without merit. I'll give it that.
Yeah, there were a couple little stupid lines and things too that I chuckled at. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fun. That's good comedic timing. But I think much like the weather we're experiencing, I think the clouds are coming in. I think it's time to talk about some nitpicks.
Can we go talk about the score that won't shut the fuck up? Every fucking action and stumble and everything had to have a fucking noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the first 20 minutes of the movie, I was really into it because I'm like, oh, cool, throwback, 90s kind of soundtrack. It was really cool. I was digging it, and then probably about halfway, I was like, oh my God, we're still doing this. And then near the end, I was really over it. I think it was, again, on that final boat fight scene, I don't know. So I remember something that absolutely did not need to have a sound for it, and then it was like a springboard.
Yeah.
So I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm done.
Look, Javi, those audio packages are expensive.
You're gonna use the fuck out of them.
Yeah, they shelled out a whole $200 for royalty-free canned thing of sound, and they're gonna get every buck's worth. Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people gave Nolan shit for his scores, in his films, but god damn, this was terrible.
Oh,
this one really got to me.
The only time his name's been brought up in comparison to Three Ninjas is this podcast,
but not the last.
You've heard it here first, people.
Actually, I'm not even kidding. Not the last. It'll come later. At only 90 minutes, this movie feels like a fucking eternity.
It's long. It took me 2 days to watch it.
Yeah, I literally was I paused it probably every 5 just to be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. And I didn't even pay for this movie. Spoiler alert. I stole this movie. It's not going to name names, but it's very easily accessible illegally on the internet.
Our lawyers are flagging me down viciously. We'll cut that part out.
Speaking of being too long, why are there so many villains in this movie?
There's as I mentioned in the opening, there's kidnappers, There's the bad guy. There's the bullies.
There's arms dealers. There's
There's a lot of bad people.
There's so much happening.
The parents are bad.
Yeah.
If you want to dig that deep.
I'll just go for the low-hanging fruit here. We couldn't hire a single Asian child or a single Asian adult to play the parents. I IMDb'd the mother because I was like, she doesn't, I'm, as a white guy, this isn't a great thing for me to call out, but I'm like, this doesn't look like an Asian woman. I looked her up and it's like, no, she's a Mexican-American woman. She is not even remotely Asian.
Yeah, that's a weak pass for sure.
Very weak pass. And then speaking of weak racial passes, in the intro, one of the intro scenes, when we meet the big bad during the FBI's setup.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking agent posing as a Middle Eastern
brown face.
weapon buyer. Not even brown face. He just has a fucking sheet on his head. And he's like, jig is up. Nah. He's got the worst Midwestern fucking Dakotan accent ever.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked the director for some help and he said Bugs Bunny.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short just because I would like to talk about it down the line. Slapstick, too slapstick for me.
Yeah.
I felt like this movie could have been a lot better with just a lot less slapstick. Yeah, and then also just one of the little, I don't know if you guys caught it, because I remember I had to rewind. I'm like, wait, did he really just say that? They have the line where he's talking to Emily on the phone. Yeah. And I was like, oh, my brothers are.
Yeah,
slur for, for developmentally delayed.
They say the R word and the S word for mentally disabled people.
Yeah. So yeah,
different times, I guess.
as they were playing Super Mario 3, so I was like, oh yeah, this is a 90s movie for sure.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Just casual racism and ableism and, one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah. And then just to double down on what you said, Chuck, about the how slow it moves. Yeah, that's what I noticed during the kidnapper scene. I felt like that scene went on. That's when I really noticed it. Yeah. When I was like, holy fuck, they've been trying to kidnap these kids for 45 minutes. And I'm like, and I just didn't remember that. I'm like, is this the bulk of the movie? Did I just forget that this was
right.
Oh no, that's the problem. It's not the bulk of the movie. The problem is they haven't been trying to kidnap these kids for 45 minutes. It takes us 45 minutes to get to kids in peril.
Yep.
Why do we have a 20-minute basketball game in the middle of the movie that has no merit?
It broke right in. A little white man can't jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, spoiler alert, they can't. They lose.
Mine is, I chose to take this movie a little too seriously and I have some combat advice. Some nitpicks. Every time they defeat some big bad guy with the sword, they drop the sword right in front of him again and then walk away. No, you don't give your enemies your weapons back. That's, I could go on forever. I just wanted to throw that in there. Onto the rainy day double feature. What would you guys watch with this?
Yeah,
if you say Three Ninjas 2 or 3, I'm gonna stab one of you.
No, I picked Surf Ninjas just because I was like, in my heart of hearts, I was like, that's probably a bad movie too, now that I've rewatched this. But I'm like, that's gotta be a little better. So I think it's at least a palate cleanser. I know there's at least a couple comedic moments that I can take through the drudges of my mind and be like, oh yeah, that happens. And for better or for worse, at least Rob Schneider's in it. So you can at least be can't believe, you can be like, wow, that's some bad choices, Rob.
Again, because I appreciated the stunt work in it, and just got me really pumped. I was like, fuck, I really want to watch The Raid.
Yeah.
I want to watch a real martial arts movie.
I kind of knew that was coming, actually.
Yeah. And I think it would that contrast would be hilarious if you were trying to pitch this to somebody oh, you enjoyed that? Hey, I'm going to pop on The Raid.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Oh, you got sidekicks.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Norris.
I was going to say that's kind of in vain with this.
Yeah, this is what, and Joe Piscopo, it's I haven't watched it in just as long. It's got to be equally as cringy.
But somehow better?
Maybe. We should do it.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I'm down to there's so many ninja movies from my youth. We can do Ninja Month if you want.
Yeah. It'll just slowly turn into the Ninja podcast.
Exactly.
Ninja movies only. Right on. Onto this movie's Cocktail.
Yeah, the Cocktail, way better than the film we're reviewing.
I wish I had a couple of these last night.
Oh, I know, right? So we've got Tum Tum's Tincture in honor of a vaguely Asian movie. We've got a vaguely Asian drink. So we start with 1.5 ounces of Shochu, 1/4 ounce of Maraschino Liqueur, 3/4 ounce of lemon, and then 3/4 ounce of a Mandarin Star Anise simple syrup. So I did a little bit of Mandarin orange zest, Star Anise in some sugar, and a dash of rhubarb bitters. Shake all the ingredients together and strain into a chilled glass and sip with restraint, as you're not allowed to show your ninjitsu in public. Which was another thing that was like, what the like, just to go back to like the basketball game and all that, is like, I understand what they were trying for, where it's like, you only use violence when necessary, but it's like, these kids are stealing from you and like picking on you and like teasing your like soon-to-be girlfriend, like all this stuff, and it's like, we can't hit them then, but we can hit them as soon as like they try it for the 18th time. Violence never solves anything until you get really tired and frustrated.
I think Shochu is an underrated
I think so
drink
too.
and ingredient.
Yeah.
And we'll go on to our first ad break.
Ad break. And we're back! That's right. Welcome to Nostalgia Killers Trivia. Let's see if our hosts Hi-No or Hi-Yeah a thing or two about Three Ninjas.
Oh, fuck.
I know, that was even worse. Question number 1. Despite being called Three Ninjas, no one in the film practices ninjitsu. What martial arts style is actually seen on screen?
I just saw karate.
Taekwondo.
Ding, ding, ding. Luke is correct. Karate.
All karate.
Yeah. And speaking of karate, question number 2. This movie inspired a lot of kids to pick up martial arts. What percentage did karate class enrollment go up by after opening weekend? Was it A, 10%, B, 22%, or C, 31%?
See?
See.
Actually, it's A. It only went up 10%.
Oh.
But that being said, Touchstone Pictures, owned by Disney, did get like just tons of mail from like local karate studios and things, like being like, thank you so much for making this fucking movie. Like, you paid my rent. Question number 3, true or false? The international cut of Three Ninjas is more violent.
I just can't imagine them taking time to make 2 separate cuts of it, so I'm gonna say false.
I'm going to go with true.
Luke is correct. True.
Holy shit.
When Disney acquired the US distribution rights, they cut out several fight scenes, including a scene involving a firearm, and added sound effects to tone down the violence.
Oh god, that's why.
So it's the House of Mouse's fault for all the boing, dink, gong.
God, I wonder if I watched the international cut.
I think I did too.
I saw all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that got one of the telltales is during the basketball scene when Rocky gets knocked down, he has a little bit of blood come out of his nose.
I saw that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like that's the international cut. In the US cut, they cut to like Tum Tum instead.
Interesting. Well, I actually got the good version.
Yeah, you got the raw, uncut PG version as opposed to G.
Oh, wow.
Question number 4. Filmed on a tight budget, the actor that plays one of the kidnappers was also an integral member of the crew. What role did he play on the crew? Was it A, key grip, B, best boy, C, screenwriter, or D, second AC, also known as second assistant camera for those that aren't versed in nerd film jargon?
It's D.
Is it D? Okay.
Yeah, ding, 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 that is correct.
It's J.D. Harder.
DJ Harder, which is one of the coolest names, nom de plumes you can have.
Yep. He played Hammer in the... His name is Hammer in the movie. You don't hear much, but
yeah, DJ Harder has a ton of cinematography and camera credits, including, I told you we'd bring back Mr. Nolan, he was the first AC on Memento.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He's got a wide range of movies under his belt.
Oh, that's wild.
It's weird.
So yeah, he's, he like totally like kidnaps children, bro. But he also has an eye.
And he was second AC in this movie, so that means he was doing the clapboard and then acting.
Fucking incredible. Question number 5. Jeffrey's ninja name, Colt, was originally supposed to be a different euphemism for a horse. What was it?
Stallion?
Yeah, no idea.
Pony.
Oh, jeez. But Pony Boy was taken?
Exactly. Yeah. No, they took from everything they physically could. So yeah, he was literally Pony Boy. And in some international translations, it's Mustang. This is one of my favorites. Question number 6. True or false? The image used on the VHS cover of the film is actually a recycled advertisement and not a theatrical poster.
Holy shit.
That's gotta be true.
That's gotta be true.
Ding, ding, ding. That is correct. True. The original print of the theatrical poster was lost and never recovered.
Ooh.
They had to photocopy an ad for the film that ran in Entertainment Weekly earlier that year for the box art of the VHS.
Wow.
Yeah, someone definitely lost their job on that one.
Yeah, that was back when we had tangible media, though. If it all burned up and got lost somewhere, it was all gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now we're on to casting. Question number 7. Three Ninjas was a box office success, so of course it spawned several sequels. Which one of these 90s stars wasn't in a Three Ninjas sequel? A, Jim Varney, commonly known as Ernest, B. Sinbad, or C. Hulk Hogan?
I'm going to go with Sinbad.
I'm going to go with A.
Luke is correct. It's Sinbad. Both Hulk Hogan and Jim Varney are in the straight-to-video fourth film, Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
I do remember Hulk Hogan in it. I do remember that. That's right.
I just listened to There's No Such Thing as a Bad Movie, and they just did Three Ninjas like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
so
nice.
I actually know like an obscene amount about this movie and the other movies that came after.
Question number 8. Which of the three ninjas is played by the same actor in all three theatrically released films? Is it A. Rocky, B. Colt, or C. Tum Tum?
Rocky.
Colt.
Luke is correct. It is Colt, played by Max Elliott Slade. And then another fun fact, Max Elliott Slade is the only one of the boys that actually pursued martial arts, and he has a black belt.
He's the only one that kept on acting, too.
Yeah.
The other ones only have this movie and like one more, and that's it.
Like, my grandpa's a vampire. Like, it's like, yeah. And then I became an insurance salesman. Now we're on to suspicious connections. Question number 9. Snyder's henchmen are all over the place, including our back catalog of episodes. What previous episode features one of Snyder's right-hand men? And a bonus point if you can tell me the role he played.
Yeah, it's Toru Tanaka. He was in Pee-wee's.
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't get to rewatch that one.
Yeah, Toru Tanaka was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He plays Francis's butler. Question number 10. In addition to reprising his role of Grandpa in the Three Ninja series, Victor Wong is actually in all 4, including the straight-to-video, because Victor Wong needs that paycheck. Victor Wong has also starred in multiple films reviewed on the podcast. What are they?
Big Trouble, and the one we did right after that, I think. It would be cheating for me to look at the list.
No, we got nothing.
The late, great Victor Wong was in Tremors and Big Trouble in Little China. Despite this being a total shithouse of a film, you know it's not a shithouse? How well you answered those questions. Luc Londe. Yeah, I don't know how you did it. You guys were like fucking crushing it.
Yeah, I studied this way too much. I have just one more. The suspicious connection. A little bit. Just because we talked about it on the last episode. But Joel Switow, who played Brown, the kind of like this number 2 to the bad guy. He was also in the Lorax.
Oh shit!
You guys, that was part of one of our connections from the last one.
From
with
the Groundhog Day.
With Stephen Tobolowsky. And now let's take this moment to thank our executive producer, Javier Martinez.
That's right, Miss Martinez, we bow to you. Thank you for keeping the Nostalgia Killers dojo sanctioned and clean and safe and respected. We will never pour X-Lax in anything that we serve you. And yeah.
Now this just became incriminating evidence.
Right.
I said never.
I know. You think it'll stand up in court?
But it's an audio podcast. You didn't see the wink?
Let's take our second ad break.
Ad break number 2.
And we're back with Act 3, the award categories, where we always start off with my new band name.
So I've got Super Killer Monster Destroyer. They're a psych rock band, kind of like King Gizzard and the Electric Wizard kind of thing. But yeah, Tum Tum's dream ninja names. It's both of those put together.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I, Super Killer?
Yeah.
No. The Monster Destroyer? And it's like, no, you're Tum Tum. And he's like, oh, weak. My second band is called Felony Feast. They're a garage rock band. I'll save it for another bit later on, but yeah, like I liked the fucking Kidnappers a lot.
Yeah, they were. I kind of, me too. I kind of enjoyed them.
First we feast, then we felony. And it's like that's such a great quote. Like that's like
I had that on my notes. Yeah,
that's like tattoo worthy. And my last one is Light Up the Eyes. They're like a really droney, beautiful shoegaze band, and it's referring to the dummy when they're training and like punching that giant like dummy. And it's like, I don't understand, Grandpa. And it's like, light up the eyes.
I have my low hanging fruit is a low rent Guar knockoff called Diarrhea Cup.
Yes.
Don't drink from that one. That's the Diarrhea Cup.
Diarrhea Cup. Yeah.
But the one I like is Terry Silver Knockoff Club, because like Terry Silver from Karate Kid 2.
Oh yeah.
The slick back ponytail hair. Yeah. The villain in this movie is a knockoff of that exact guy.
Like somebody reached out to Steven Seagal and just got an immediate fuck no. Or actually not even, they didn't even get a response.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just threw that straight in the trash. Like, no, I'm not opening that.
Not getting out of bed for less than $1 million.
Yeah. So all I had Surfer Chicks, which is the name of the magazine.
That was the magazine. Yeah. That was a good pun. I like that one.
Yeah. And then I had Die Yuppie Scum.
Yes. I almost wrote that one down.
Yeah. Which is their license plate on their little,
again, yeah, I wanted that sticker. I was like, oh.
Very timely too. Yuppies were the bad guys in the 90s. On to the Roger Deakins Would Be Proud Award.
The whole movie.
Are we sure Roger didn't make this?
I know, right? You know, all jokes aside, there's one good shot. There's a couple good shots, but there's one good shot in this. Then, you know, maybe it was our boy, Hammer.
It was his one suggestion to the first, yeah.
But for no fucking reason, there's a perfectly executed vertigo shot of Rocky on the basketball court when the bullies start beating up Colt a little bit.
They had to punch up that scene somehow.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice the different times a day they shot all that. They must have been there like 3 different days. There's a sunrise, a noon, and a sunset. And they switch back and forth between all of them.
Long fucking game, man. What can I say?
I know. Those
10 points.
Poor kids. But I got nothing.
No, I have during the final fight between Grandpa and Snyder, the shots that they do from like they're watching from above the rafters. Is that the word for it?
The upper decks.
Upper decks. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of gives you a wide angle.
They had a good set. Yeah, the ship was a good set. It's a real. I think it's in The Usual Suspects. That boat as well.
Okay.
I think that's the one in the beginning.
That's cool. I appreciate when they would cut from the close-ups to that.
Which, speaking of the ship, again, like just to go back to nitpicks, like just pick a fucking lane. Have the movie take place on the ship where they got kidnapped and they got to bust out, and then we've got like Brotherhood and all that kind of stuff going on. Or just have it stay in the house and be a fucking kidnapping movie.
How dare you try to rewrite this masterpiece? No, I know what you mean though. Like you said, for 90 minutes, it felt like it was way longer.
Yeah, that was like part of it, I think, was just like we kept changing sets. And I'm like, but why?
My one bit of happiness I got from researching this is I learned that the house that they filmed in burned down. And maybe that's my hot take. I don't know. I should have moved that to my hot take. Trying to look up the locations, trying to see what it looked like.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was just, I don't know what you call it, but like a freshly built town. Like they just...
Oh, yeah. It's like shitty Silicon Valley suburbs or LA suburbs. It's horrible. I thought I recognized Grandpa's house in the woods, but I've also never been there. It just looks like, backcountry outside of LA.
Yeah.
I've been a million times, but...
Or like fucking Santa Cruz Mountains or something.
Is that Channing Tatum in a dog collar?
Yeah, we already talked about it, but I just had Toru Tanaka.
Yeah. We got Professor Tanaka. I knew I'd seen him somewhere before, but I could have sworn he'd been in a lot of places. But the lead kidnapper, Patrick Labiorteau, he has a very small part in Yes Man. He's at the beginning. He's one of the people coming in to get a loan, and he's got just those blue eyes. Like you can't mistake him. Mm-hmm. And I know I had seen him before, and that's him. That's like his one big thing he's done since this.
And he's still working.
Yeah. Can't fault him.
Speaking of working, mine has 258 IMDb credits. This man is the definition of a working actor.
Holy shit.
I got Clifton Powell. It's the dad's FBI partner, the African-American gentleman.
Dude, I didn't even look him up.
He's fucking Pinky from the Friday series. Yeah, so like Friday After Next and Next Friday. And he's also Big Smoke in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, a lot of these people were in GTA.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
But he's in like, I was like looking up, he's got like 2024 credits. Like he's like,
Oh yeah, still working.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, right on.
Wow, man. Hans Gruber Deathfall Award?
I gave it to the takedown of Rushmore, aka Mr. Tanaka, using the dummy training.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was cool. Like they did the whole little callback, and just like that was like one of the few moments of like, oh, we know how to edit. Every time they'd like punch him, they'd cut to the punch of the dummy. Yeah, I thought that was super cool.
I had the bullies getting beat up at the end. I fucking hate bullies.
Me too.
I was hoping for blood though.
Oh no!
I wanted them to fall.
Yeah. Sure. But I just had that sweet justice just before the movie ends. So.
I didn't write one of those, but I did write another Audible award, which we've already kind of been over. I want to call it the Michael C. Morona Award for crew in the cast, and that's for JD Harder.
Yeah, nice.
Because he's just another crew person in the cast, and he's got a big part. He's got speaking roles. Surprised that he only did a couple movies.
Exactly. He gets poisoned.
Yeah, he gets the bathroom scene.
Yeah,
he gets the Dumb and Dumber.
He gets the mercy no punch in the gut because he'll shit himself.
Yeah,
it's like thanks, little dude.
Why I like Waterworld, a controversial hot take.
I mean, it kind of ties into the next category.
But
I mean, my hot take is that I want a remake. Like I would actually like my interest would be piqued if I like saw like, oh, did you hear they're remaking Three Ninjas? I'd be like, huh, okay.
What do we do while they're in their 40s?
So I would want to remake. I talked about it earlier, but I thought the slapstick. I feel like without that, they could have a pretty cool movie.
Make it more serious.
Yeah, make it more serious. Like I want it like borderline, like just enough PG-13 where it's like almost R, but it's not R.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for my hot take, I said the kidnappers were honestly my favorite part of the movie. So I could watch a Pauly Shore level stoner comedy about them and their bumbling criminal activities. Like have the failed kidnapping of the kids be, just 10 minutes and then just everything else that they've done.
Yeah, I don't really have one other than, happy the house burned down. But we'll go on to Blue Velvet meets Blue's Clues mashup.
Kind of like I mentioned. So I want Three Ninjas meets Deadpool.
That was just running through my mind as you were talking about a remake. I was like,
yeah. Again, I don't necessarily think it should be like totally RR.
Yeah.
But it should just be just like definitely like, okay, like I probably should not bring my kids to this.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible. Again, they did pretty good with the action. So, maybe just up it just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Stakes are a little bit higher. Yeah, really hone in on like, oh, these kids are like super skilled and like puberty jokes. I mean, they could be a little bit older or whatever. Yeah, and Tim Miller did, he's the director for Deadpool. He could direct it. That'd be cool. And, he knows action and he knows comedy, so why not?
Yeah.
I basically got the same concept. I said Three Ninjas meets The Raid Redemption.
Yeah.
I want to see the same movie done in the vein of, did you guys ever see Better Watch Out? It's basically like a hyper-violent, like, twisted version of Home Alone. It's like someone asking the question like, oh, would those guys die? And it's like, oh, yeah, they would. And so I want to do the same thing with Three Ninjas, but yeah, have the ninjas doing some gory, bone-breaking, neck-snapping, John Wick level violence.
I didn't really have one. Don't want to tarnish this gem.
Yeah. Why polish what already shines?
That's right. And we'll go on to Here Comes Kanye. Our pluggables, our playing cards are live.
Yes.
Indiegogo is live. Thank you both for promoting it as you have.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll continue to promote.
Yeah, we have like 55 more days. I mean, it's early days, but I have a lot of plans for doing commercials and promos. And we just need 100 orders, people.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to say, as a proud owner of one of the decks already, they're solidly made, beautiful cards. My wife and I are huge, avid card players. It's kind of like our thing when we're just like relaxing together. And yeah, the deck gets busted out more than anything else. So I can attest, solid product.
And I want to keep pushing the beginning of the alternative reality game that's included. The first clues are in this deck of cards. There's more inside. You're getting a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't go out and buy it on your own, then I'm gonna have to be that guy and I'm gonna text everybody in my phone list individually, just so you really feel the pressure, right?
We have the list. We're gonna know.
Yeah.
No, but thank you everyone who has.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone who will. Chuck, you want to do your? Are you done yet?
I think the joke has run its course.
What are you talking about, Luke?
Oh, well, that would obviously be, season 10 of Married to Medicine. The Emmy-nominated episode, Let's Take a Nappa. Will Phaedra get her comeuppance? Will the girls accept Dr. Honey's joshing and stuff? Or will they take it seriously? And also, speaking of Josh, they're in wine country, crushing Cabernet. So it's a great episode. It's full of laughs. It's full of drama. There's a really, actually, all jokes aside, there's a weird moment where they joke about on an unborn child's head during pregnant intercourse, which I was like, whoa, that's fucking odd. But yeah, I don't watch much reality TV, so maybe that happens in every episode. Maybe I'll playfully censor that, just a long
on somebody's head, yeah.
We need more of that, more mystery.
Exactly.
We should.
Right on. Let's go on to Do We Call Jules and Vincent? What's our verdict on this?
Unlike Grandpa showing mercy to Snyder, yeah, I'm gonna kill it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this movie was a slog. I would like to believe in my heart of hearts as a child of the 90s that grew up watching everybody kung fu fighting, including infants and small children. There are other better takes on this. This movie is literally just a hodgepodge of Home Alone, Dumb and Dumber, Steven Seagal movies, yada, yada. So it's just pick one of those and watch it and have a much better time.
Yeah, I'm killing it too. I'm not recommending this to anybody, and I'm not going to put this on for my kids if I have kids someday. It's just not. I know I joked about it being a perfect six pack in party movie,
right?
But I think there's so many other movies that would be on that list before that. Yeah, I'm just have to kill it.
Wow. Well, I wasn't going to kill it. I'm kind of feeling like I should now because I never want to kill anything Victor Wong's in.
Let it live.
Don't be a sheep, Luke.
I know, but I got to let it live. I'm probably not going to watch it again. Yeah, Victor Wong is priceless. But yeah, that's it. That's all I feel I need to say about it. The rest of the movie can go to hell, but Victor Wong is excellent. All right, on to the Sonic Death Monkey top 5.
What are your top 5 film siblings you wish you had?
My number 5, The Good Son.
Holy fuck.
But I would be Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, we're learning a little something about you, Ethan.
Yeah. So you wish Elijah was covering up your tracks.
Dude, it's the Three Ninjas. I had to spice it up somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my number 5 is Brennan Huff from Step Brothers.
You had to pick one.
Aside from being, yes, I just had to, I picked one. I figured, later in my list I have, multiple, but I just picked one because I think both of them living together would be too much.
Yeah.
So I got one. He's got some cool stuff. And if you want to get really weird, then I got Mary Steenburgen for my stepmother scenario in my head, right?
Yep. Hey. No,
so
dang, that's I think everyone understands that. Yeah.
Ave Maria. My number 5 is Mitch and Sam from Dirty Work.
Oh, nice.
I mean, they're lifelong best friends till the end, and then they learn that they're related in their late 30s. So, like, yeah.
Sam's got more half brothers out there.
Oh, yeah.
Pop's got around.
Exactly. But yeah, it seems like, they would stand up for you and, put fish in walls for folks. And yeah.
My number 4 is Night at the Roxbury. I would be the third Butabi brother.
There we go.
No, my number 4 are Merry and Pippin from Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Just love eating, love smoking. Just seem, getting into trouble. Seems like a good time.
Those guys,
and they're kind-hearted.
Those guys in real life are hanging out all the time.
Oh, yeah,
they're always
too,
on.
Don't they? I think so.
They're still family. They still they just never split up.
Yeah.
They're funny as shit too.
Yeah, totally.
Love them.
Yeah.
My number 4 are Sally and Gilly from Practical Magic. They prove that nothing is more important than sisterhood. Not being a witch, not a man, not your family, other than your sister. But yeah, they cover for each other and do cool spells and shit. Controversial hot take. It's a pretty good movie.
Is that the one where the guy gets murdered, right? And
yeah.
I literally just saw it for the first time ever, this year. That's funny.
Who has paid you to say this? Why are we seeing this money? No,
I don't want to name names, but I'd say, Shmandra Schmalak is looking to boost her career.
Yeah, gotcha. My number 3 would be Doug from Ghost World because he'd always have beer and cigarettes and listen to good Metallica ripoffs. It's fucking America, bro. Learn the rules.
Number 3, I have the Shazam siblings from Shazam.
Oh.
Yeah, they're, even though they're not all, they're, foster kids. Mm-hmm. So they're all, living together. I mean, they form such a cool bond between all of them. They're all just nice kids and they kind of look like they come from all kinds of different backgrounds and they have their own, sets of talents. And yeah, it just seems like a really nice family. So I would like to be part of that.
Nice. Yeah.
And my number 3, I have John and Dean from one of the most misunderstood comedies of all time, The Brothers Solomon. I fucking love that movie. It's Will Forte and Will Arnett.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I love those guys.
Funny, yeah.
But they do everything together, including trying to impregnate a woman and raise a child. So if they've got that dedication, imagine how dedicated they would be, to me being their brother.
Right on. My number 2 would be Razor and Blade from Hackers.
Nice.
Because they had that awesome club.
Yeah.
I would fucking love to hang out there and play video games and skate. And I'd be like, those are my brothers. I don't have to pay for shit.
My brother said I could have another RC Cola.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 2 is Ned from Our Idiot Brother, Paul Rudd's character. Even though he's an idiot, again, he's just a genuine guy. He's super forward and honest, which I feel like if anybody in the world needs to be forward and just blunt with you, it should be your sibling. Usually they are, hopefully. But yeah, I think he's a good guy and he's super laid back and yeah.
My number 2 is Max and Danny from Hocus Pocus. They constantly look out for each other, never letting the Sanderson sisters take either of them.
You're watching all these witch movies.
I know, yeah, dude. Hey, we were going to do The Craft. I got blue-balled on that one, so I got to get my witches somewhere else.
My number 1 is I would like to have been the 4th Royal Tenenbaum kid whose specialty was I was a promising lion tamer as a kid.
There we go.
But I also fell in love with Margot and ended up tying a bunch of stakes around my neck and let the lions eat me. That's why they don't talk about me.
It's for you. This is all for you.
That's why I'm not in the story.
My number one is Bud from Kill Bill.
Oh.
Somebody who's willing to bury a woman alive just because she broke my stupid heart.
Yeah.
That's some loyalty, man. As fucked up as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to get to that level, but just know that everything between that's fair game. I know Bud's got my back, and
that woman deserves her revenge.
But yeah, he also understands. He understands
we
morals
deserve to die.
Yeah.
Also, he's a sentimental guy. Like, as much as cool as he tries to be, he still keeps the sword. You know, despite what he says.
I would have chosen Bud over Bill.
Yeah.
Bud's got more character, I think.
Actually, real quick hot take. Like, Kill Bill is a good movie. Bill is such a pathetic wet blanket of a fucking final villain that it's like, oh man, they don't need like most of Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah. There needed to be she needed to follow him and find his house by a trail of dead puppies or something.
Exactly.
Something worse.
I almost wonder if it would have worked better as like that, what do they call it? The ultimate cut, the one that somebody put together where it's I wonder if that would almost work better because then you'd get slow, draggy parts of 2 interspliced with cool stuff from 1.
Didn't Tarantino want to make just one? 4-hour long cut?
It was supposed to be one movie. And then, one of the worst men in Hollywood also committed an atrocity on Kill Bill and was like, nah, dude, no one's going to watch a 4-hour movie. You got to make this 2 or you got to just cut this into an hour and a half.
Yeah, split them up.
3 Ninjas, Kill Bill. Kind of fits the theme too a little bit.
Exactly.
Before we end too, I just wanted to throw in there the prop swords they had in 3 Ninjas had sharpening marks, like the hero swords. They had the little wavy sharpening marks. I was like, that kind of looks fucking real and dangerous.
Cool detail, yeah.
Money went to props, not the plot. And then my number 1 is Gomez and Fester.
Yeah,
the Addams Family.
I was going to put the Addams Family on there.
Yeah, I don't need to go into it because we did a whole podcast about it that you should listen to. But yeah, we did an episode on the Addams Family and why they are the most wholesome, loving, amazing family of all time.
Available on all your favorite podcast networks.
That's right.
If you're still listening, thank you. That's the end of our show. I have been Luc Londe.
I have been Chuck Starzenski.
And I have been Javier Martinez.
And we have been the Nostalgia Killers.
Hi-Yah, hi-Yah.